Hi there, this is our second video on our campsites as we're doing our road trip through France, and this is going to be a brief introduction to the next 4 sites. We're still on the Atlantic coast, going down to the Ile de Re, Vaux Sur Mer, then on to the Dune de Pyla, and then Urrugne, down in the foot of the Pyrenees, the Atlantic Pyrenees that is. So briefly, there were different sites actually, because we went to sites like the Ile de Re and the Dune, which were in a wood, quite rural, very laid back, relaxing. And then we went to Vaux Sur Mer, which was in a town, very built up, literally in the middle of a sort of urban area really, lots of houses, and then on to Urrugne, which was in old farmland in an ancient oak wood at the foot of the Pyrenees. So as you can imagine, very different sites, very different experiences, but all lovely in their own way and quite suitable for what we were intending to do in that area. We've noticed while we're travelling around France, there's some very big groups, Utopia, Yellow, Cerealia and Seasonova, who seem to own or manage a lot of sites, and they offer varying sort of standards of accommodation within their sites. It seems to be very popular in France, not just to have a motorhome or a camping car as they called it, but to also go to these campsites which have such fantastic facilities for children and adults, some of them, but they don't want to camp. So there's all kinds of accommodation available for any kind of holiday you want really, from lodges, tree houses, ready-made sort of safari tents, the domes we came across in Urrugne. So such a variety out there. But one thing we did notice is, however large or small, there was always a children's play area. There generally tended to be a pool or some kind of facilities. Some of them were very big, and again I can't emphasize enough, we went off season, so everywhere was very quiet, because we don't normally go to large campsites when they tend to be busy. We tend to like a more peaceful sort of stay, and so not everything was open. That's another thing to bear in mind going off season. A lot of the larger sites are open, and even the smaller ones, but the facilities won't be. Sometimes the cafes don't open, or the restaurants aren't open. Sometimes even the pool hasn't got water in, as we discovered in a couple of the sites. So you do have to sort of bear that in mind. They all operate on a star system, but it tends to be more about the facilities they offer, i.e. swimming pools, saunas, steam rooms, children's facilities. It doesn't necessarily say they have excellent toilets or showers or whatever. That doesn't seem to come into it, in our experience anyway. So that's another thing we learnt while we were going around. 5 stars doesn't mean to say that the toilets are going to be absolutely dead on trendy. Not at all. It just means that they have all these other facilities going on for everybody to use and enjoy. So we hope you enjoy the next 4 sites Gary's going to show you around. I'm sitting in Hygge at the moment. It's a lovely warm day again. We've just had a few days of rain, so this is giving us a bit of time to give Hygge a bit of a spring clean, and hopefully you'll find this video enjoyable and give you a bit of knowledge on where we've been and what you might find when you go, if you decide to brave it like we did. Okay, thanks for watching again. Bye.
Hi there, we are now on the Ile de Re at the, read it on the sign, Utopia Le Chardon Bleu. I'll put it on the description below. Another one of the site videos, doing those as we go around France. So this one is on the Ile de Re, Lovely site because it's all based around loads of pine trees. They have swimming pool over here, lots of children's play areas, and the swimming pool I think is 27 or 28 degrees, the large one, so that's rather pleasant. And you can see it's quite a big pool area and children's pool, lots of seating. Just over there is the reception and also a rest area room where you can use the Wi-Fi, read books, etc. Down here we have all the bikes. We actually hired some bikes for a day, but that's about all we could manage, so they were easy just to book. And off you go on all those cycle paths around the Ile de Re. If you've seen the other video of actually us cycling, you can see how much there is in ways of cycle paths and the cycle network. Around here is the laundrette. There's washing machines and laundry washing area, hand washing, and you can use the ironing board. A freezer here for your freezer packs. And then if I show you, as I said, here's all the tree area. The Utopia group, I think, is quite a large one across France, and then these safari tents and lodges are their main stay, I think. And then you've got this area for touring. The pictures are all nice and higgledy-piggledy, not very formal, but all good. Electric hookup. And if I walk up here, I can show you the shower block, toilets, etc. It's open in the sense of this covered roof, but nicely done. I'm guessing this is the way they do all their equivalents and all their other campsites around the country. More pictures, still tucked away, and then some more of those safari tents. So at the middle here are some sinks for washing. You've then got showers down there and down there, and then the other side is toilets. So good area. Oh, at this end also you can do clothes washing as well in these huge great sinks. And then the dishwashing area is up the other end. If I then walk across over here, the site itself is across two sites, I suppose you call it. This is the smaller one in terms of touring and camping. Then just up the road here up to the entrance, and then across the road is the other part of the site, which means it's actually quite a big site overall, but you don't feel like it's excessive because of the way it's split up. So looking across the road, another barrier. It's all coded and the barriers stay shut from 11 o'clock at night to 7 o'clock in the morning. They're actually putting in new lodges, these ones on the right, so it's work in progress. They look nice and modern. You've got these slightly older wash sinks, but you'll probably see through the trees there an equivalent block. That's the one I just showed you on this side. And just thought I'll quickly just walk up this road. I think it's a road, it doesn't really more than an entrance to the campsite really. That's a road over there, but then if you walk this little way up here, I'll show you what there is at the end. Right, I've just got to the end of that walkway I talked about. Here's the sign that shows you that it's a cycle track. Yesterday we went up that way to La Flotte and on to Saint Martin de Re, which we showed you on the video, if you've seen that one. And then this way is Saint Marie de Re, and we walked into La Nou and we got some video of that as well. But cycle tracks are just like that everywhere, and so close to the site means you can get to wherever you want to go, because the island itself is not huge, and such a brilliant set of cycle paths, you can just get anywhere. I think you become very fit if you were here, because you'd always be on your bike. So that's the end of the trip around the Utopia site. Good place, would recommend if you're coming to the Ile de Re. So I hope you found that useful, and watch out for the next one in the series. Bye for now. Hello everybody, welcome to another campsite tour. This is of the Vaux Sur Mer campsite, which is in a place called Vaux Sur Mer, which is just down from quite a big town called Royan. We've been there today, and it's all hustle and bustle because it was Saturday and they had their market on. But just to do you a quick trip of this campsite, the area on the right here is reception, and it looks like in the main season they'd have all these tables set out underneath this big canopy. Looks like quite a bit would go on here. Over here, a couple of table tennis tables, and then the site itself is really in two parts. Coming down here on the right hand side is all their lodges. Looks like quite a few, fairly close together, but like all the site they have these good established hedges to divide things up. Then just coming over here, children's play area. Seems to be a common feature of French campsites, which is nice to see. Over on the left is the swimming pool, which hasn't been set up yet, so it's certainly not looking at its best, but I'm sure they'll get that all set up. And then here is one of two facilities blocks, laundrette just there, just up here. Good old top loading washing machines. And round the one side, which is the one that faces the pool, is where you've got toilets and showers. And then coming round to the other side is where they put wash basins, and that's the dishwashing area. And there's some more wash basins. So it's unusual not seeing one with glass doors. It does mean actually once the sun's on it, it's all very warm and like being heated. But I think it'll probably lose a bit of heat once the sun goes down, and it is a bit chilly tonight. Over behind the site, I'm just walking down through some of the main pitch areas. This is the half that is for camping. That's actually a park. It's a municipal park, really nice. It's got a pond and another playground, and these are all the pitches. So nicely laid out. I think the site's probably quite well established, been here quite a while. I think it's a husband and wife who own and operate it. But each of the pitches looks good size, with these hedges in between. Plenty of, you can see here, bins, and then recycling areas as well. I'll just show you that little bit of the park because it looks really nice over there. And as we found in most of these sites, loads of wildlife, lots of birds, and heard the owls last night, cuckoos going. It's quite amazing what you can hear. And then the pitches run all the way down as far as the eye can see. There are actually 200 pitches on this part of the site, and over there is the other lavatory block and showers, which, as again, we're not in full seasons, not open at the moment. So perfectly serviceable site, and the area is good because Royan's a nice town, and we did some exploring around and about the coast, and ended up seeing a Roman ruin of a large, well, I suppose it would be a village down by the had its own port, and we went on that today. So that's the Val Vert, just outside Royan at Vaux Sur Mer. Hope that was useful. See you all again soon. Hello, and this is the Panorama de Pyla, which is just by the huge dune. It's part of the Yellow Village group, which there's quite a few of those around France. And here we are at reception. I think those bikes are for hire. I'm just going to walk up from here, because up on the right hand side here is the swimming pool. So just coming through the gate, and then I'll show you the pool. That's a little mini golf area, and then we just come up here. I think there's actually two swimming pools. There we go. So here we are at the supermarket, just up from our pitch. But as we're leaving today, we drove up in the van. Quick peek inside. I'll just show you the pitch we've got and also the view. So the campsite itself is pretty large, spread over quite an area, and it's got, I think, 5 wash blocks. This is one of them, quite close to where we're pitched. Works pretty well. You've got toilets in those doors to the left, showers in the door to the right, and if I go around the other side, barbecue. Obviously they're good at protecting for forest fires as well. You've got the beaters and the fire extinguisher, and then if I come around here, washing up sinks. And through here, showers, which are good because they've got showers and wash basins. And just walking away from the showers and toilets, up here on the right, just get up a bit further, there is a restaurant tucked away in the trees, and they say you get a very good view from there, so let's just walk up there a bit. So here we are at the restaurant, and if we walk over here we'll get that view. It's one of those places we just have to keep looking at the view. There we are. Fantastic. Hello everybody, welcome to another French campsite tour on our road trip through France 2019. This is the Col de Ibarim, I think that's the way you pronounce it, camping. It's part of another campsite group, Sunnelia I think it's called, and this site is right by the Pyrenees. Oh, and I'll take you round. Over on the left is reception, where we were greeted by somebody from England, first season working at this campsite, so the French was a lot easier. And we'll just walk up through here. We're just a little way from the first mountain on the Pyrenees, which is La Rune, which we went up today in a vintage train. It's a cog railway, the train's electric, and that was very impressive once you got to the top. So you'll see that on one of the other videos. So just walking through here, you can pick out, there's the bar and restaurant. It's not open weekdays yet, but it is open weekends. This is the clothes washing area. Just a quick peek in there. Normal sort of thing. Lots of large scale washing machines. Coming through here, we're coming to the area where the swimming pool, but you've also got the shop, and that's where the restaurant is. And we'll walk up here. Another playground over on the right, and then on the left the pool. It's heated at 25 degrees centigrade, I'm told. And here's the terrace area for the restaurant. Quite a big pool actually. Again, lots of seating area around it. And then we'll start to walk up the site. It's got a mixture of lodges, safari tents, and you'll see here on the left, they call them geodomes. We actually got taken round one by somebody who's looking after them for this season. So the little box thing on the left is the kitchen. On the right is sleeping and living area, but it does have a terrace out the back of that one. And then I'll just follow around here. Piggy's over there. We're all set up under the trees. Around here, there's 10 of these geodomes on the site. Been here about 6 years, the person was telling me. Lots of pictures. Again, all mixed up around the tree area. So it's nicely higgledy-piggledy, shall we say. Here's some more of those domes. And then I'll come up past them. The electric points are on these big boxes on the same part as where you can get water. I'll walk up through here, get a good view of the layout. And probably just about here in the background, there's a stream runs through the site. That's quite a nice sound to hear. And it runs behind, just here on the right, past this big white dome, the dishwashing area, which is just down there. All that area there is sinks. So, I mentioned there was a babbling brook behind all those dishwashing sinks. Well, here it is. Very pretty. Birds singing. And the water coming down from the Pyrenees, I assume. So very idyllic to be washing the dishes by. And then we're over to the shower block. Men's here. Nice big area. Showers, wash basins, more sinks, more showers and more wash basins. So pretty good size, the size of site. Blue's just down there, and this is one of a number of different blocks on the site. If I just walk around here, some big lodges, see those through there, again hidden amongst the trees, more lodges as well. So nicely situated, good location at the foot of the Pyrenees, and all well looked after. So hope you enjoyed the video, and look out for another one soon in the series. Bye for now.